Okay, happy Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog's Day. I love that. You know what? That's one of my favorite movies of all time, by the way.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen it. I don't know how many times I've seen it because you never know where you're at in the movie. You just press play and it goes, and you're like, it's all the same thing over and over and over. But I'm gonna have to watch it again today because I'm not sure if it's. I don't know. I think it's one of the Bill Murray's best movies. I think actually.
oh yeah.
I think Groundhog's Day and Scrooge both have a pretty good message behind them, but the Groundhog's Day is definitely a you know, being able to live yourself over and over and over again. It's silly, but it works.
Yeah. Well, he did it till he got it right.
Right? Yeah, life in general. That's a big thing. It's pretty cool. Speaking of life in general, well, by the way, folks, this is Lonnie, and that's Brian. I'm in the land of Longview, and he's over in the little Chicago, Kelso.
Yeah.
So hang on one second here. I'm going to show you something I saw. I picked up a little bit ago because it said, let's see here. Okay, so earlier this morning I was reading something on Facebook and it said, you're 2020. You know, they have these little games and stuff people play. I mean, yeah. So they said to me, well, it said, whatever song was number one when the day you were born on your seventh birthday.
Seventh?
On your seventh birthday is how you're going to be, how your 2021 is going to be, right? Your year 2021 is going to be exactly how this song is. And then I looked mine up and I'm like, fudge that, no way. It's not happening. And the oddity about this is because I often have, I've always said that Alan Alda was kind of, I have my personality, a lot of it come from him. It's like, I don't know, witty, sexual banter, yada, yada, funny, but I don't know. But anyways, that song is Suicide is Painless.
Wow. That was the #1 song?
That was the #1 song that day. I'm like, fuck that. For that's not the way my year's gonna be. No way in hell. I'm like, no way. Now it did also say that the second song was Funky Town. I could handle Funky Town. But watching Suicide is Painless is not going to be. That's not what's going to happen to me.
That
Negative.
Was 1980.
1980, June 20th, 1980.
Wow.
It was Suicide is Painless and Funky Town. But
mine was Painted Black.
Painted Black, yeah. Well, I hope between the two of our, boy, that's horrible. Painted Black and Suicide is Painless. Wow, that's not good, folks. I hope you have a better birthday than we do because on your 7th birthday, they say that's how what your 2021 is going to be like, and I can promise you right now, my 2021 will not be ending in Suicide is Painless.
Yeah.
That's horrible. But you know what? Maybe we end up going to war, and it's referring to MASH in general. No, I don't want to go to war either. That's sad. That's sick and demented, and we don't want it to happen. But
I'd be more likely to paint it blue.
Yeah, paint it blue. There you go.
Blue house, blue trim.
But Painted Black is a good good song. That's actually one of my favorites too. That's the video on that. Have you seen the video on Painted Black?
Not that I know of, because that came out in '66. There's probably concert footage, but they weren't doing music videos really.
Well, no, but they have one nowadays, and the video they choose for it, it's quite interesting. Maybe we can pop it up on here. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been used in war movies too, I think.
Yeah, it definitely has. The song is great, but I'm trying to think if I can share a screen. And can you see my screen now, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will go like this, blow this up here, and I will go to Paint It Black. Because now I think we're allowed to do this as long as we're not playing, just playing it. But I think the video of Vietnam War. This is the video here, and And it's just sad and dark, but yeah. I love it though. It's got the little it's got all the words. They have a couple of his videos out there that are all words. See, so whoever made these videos with all the words that pop up, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's not Follow the Bouncing Ball, but it's something like that, you know. But I'll turn that off now. But now we know what song that is. So, you know. But yeah. And once again, I am in nowhere in the land at the moment. So I am in the land of the lost, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I am. Where the hell are you, Brian?
Right here. I'm thinking the bouncing ball would be good for karaoke. Get for the old folks. Get that going again.
Yeah, I would say that'd be cool. I don't know how to get my friggin' screen back to this though.
Well, usually way up top, there's a thing that says stop sharing, I think.
Stop share. Okay. Stop share. Stop share. I will be Sunny and I will stop share. There's no stop and share. She's a friggin' immortal queen, man. She's just a, well, I suppose it's spelled differently, but still, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of music, we talked last night about Belinda Carlisle came up and the song was playing where we were, and it was I Got the Beat.
Yeah. I
Got the Beat, right? So one of the first jokes that I remember as a child, which is pretty bad, but I remember the I got the beat, right? So kid goes into our third grade class. That's about when I was in third grade at the time. Anyways, third grade class, and he goes, I got the beat, I got the beat, I got the beat, I got the beat, right? And next teacher walks in, or teacher walks in, and he's watching the kid. The next kid comes in and goes, I got the beat, I got the beat, I got the beat, 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 you know? He's swinging his fingers around. And the next kid comes in, swinging his finger, I got the beat, I got the beat, I got the beat, beat, beat. Next kid comes in, and the teacher's like, come on, people are, the song is stuck in their head, you know? I got the beat, I got the beat, I got the beat, right? Yeah. So the next kid walks in, and he's just swinging his finger around, you know, and teacher says, I know, you got the beat, you got the beat, you got the beat, beat, beat. He says, no, I got a booger on my finger and I can't get it off. Sorry, it's a bad joke. It's stupid, but
that's a good kid's joke.
Yeah, it was a kid's joke. It was definitely one of the kids' jokes for me. But yeah, there you go. I got the beat. You got the beat. No, I got a booger on my finger and I can't get it off. But yeah, those are one of the childhood jokes I remember as a kid. I don't remember too much of my childhood actually. But then somebody brings something up and it always just spurs that little nugget of information, and it reminds me of it, such as a song. Songs and smells are things that you cannot get away from. You know what I mean? They're lodged in your memory, and so you know, like my mom's perfume, or which I don't know the name of it, but when I smell it, it's like boom, like whoa, you know, or young Uncle Jack's pipe smoke, you know. Do you have any relatives that smoked pipe?
Yeah, I had a kind of a step grandpa. He was the second husband for my grandma. He smoked a pipe. I like that smell. I remember the smell the first day of school. I could smell the lunch bags with peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, you know, what I could smell at school is the lunch. Because we have in one area, we have our grade school, our middle school, our high school was all in a little conglomerate, just about, you know, within a couple block radius. You could always smell them making the school lunches for the whole county was right by us. So you could really smell that food being cooked, you know. It wasn't just one little oven. They're making it for the whole county right there. So that smell would kick in, and I could smell just all those little, whatever they're making burritos for that day or whatever they're doing. And I didn't even, you know, eat public lunches for like, I don't know, I got to the 7th grade, I think. But I had a wonderful Aunt Phyllis, Aunt Philly, she'd make me lunch every day. So
Yeah, the cafeteria wasn't always a good smell.
No.
Okay.
No, it definitely was not. Sour milk too was
Uh,
the smell of a garbage can with the food in it and then milk that was just poured all over. You know, you can that smell. That's stuck in my head too. You know, there's certain smells that are just stuck in my head. I think the other smells that are stuck in my head are probably because we live in a mill city.
yeah.
We live here in a mill area where they have Weyerhaeuser, and you can smell the pulp. You know,
Oh
I
yeah.
actually worked at Weyerhaeuser for about 2 weeks doing a pulp auditing, a chemical auditing one time in college, and you're right there in the waters testing all that stuff, and it just the smell. You can't get out of your clothes, you can't get out of anything. You know, it's a permanent damage to the old nostrils. But I'm trying to think of what other smells do you think of, Brian?
Well, back to gardenias. You still have to smell those, but those are
Yeah.
on a nice warm day. The gardenias. I never smelled them before, but I smelled them in Burbank one time at this guy's house. I'm like, what is that? It was gardenias. Incredible.
Well, yeah. So you think of that place in particular. When I smell things,
Yeah.
I think of when I smell like patchouli oil. I used
Yeah.
to wear it a lot. I think I was 21, 22,
Wow.
and actually I was 20, 21, and I had a 1969 Volvo wagon, and it was an old tank, and I would have said it was ugly as all hell, but I loved it. And I would wear a hat. Actually, I wore one of these hats. It was plaid at the time, different hat, different plaid,
Yeah.
red, and blue, and stuff, and I drive around there being like my little hippie, you know. I would smell like patchouli oil. I didn't smoke out weed very much, but I actually back then I didn't do it at all, and not that I do now, but at all because I don't. But
Back in junior high, they wouldn't let girls or anybody wear it because they thought it was covering up, which it was a lot of times.
yeah, oh yeah, in high school it was
Outlaw.
still yeah. Oh, outlaw it. Wow.
I got to turn it down this light a little bit. Yeah, patchouli oil was outlawed.
You turn the light down, and now it's not very quiet. I think that wasn't a very bright idea. I can barely hear you. That's a bad joke, folks. And if you're familiar with us,
There it is. Tone it
bad
down.
jokes all day long.
That was a little much. Yeah, I got to get it so the controls right here.
Yeah. Well, hey, anyways, you know, we still have a list of questions that have come up for you if you want to do that sometime.
Yes.
Okay. Give me just a moment, then I have to figure them out. I don't figure them out, I have to find them. Because dun, 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 dun. I think we were. Oh, I got a long ways to go. Shoot. Okay. So let's see here. We talked about the worst name for a child, and yours was something else, and mine was. Okay, let's see here. Okay, folks.
Leland would be a bad name right now for a child. Leland.
Uh-huh. And then let's see here. We have. Okay, what would be the worst buy one get one free sale of all time?
Maybe a coffin.
Yeah, I suppose, right?
Could be.
I agree with that. Yeah, I will concur. Maybe. Let me think here. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Well, yeah, I'm gonna put some thought into that for just 1 second there.
Colonoscopy.
Well, you're warm, or maybe you're cold. I don't know. I don't know how colonoscopies are. Actually, you know what? I never had to have one, thank God. And because I'll tell you what, if your doctor tells you anything different nowadays, he's doing it because he likes to. Because I went to my doctor's office prepared. I didn't prepare, but I mean, I was prepared. I didn't prepare. I was prepared to have to do whatever I have to do as an adult male. However, so I went there for my birthday, my checkup, and so I was kind of like, And the doctor was like, okay, first off, you got to go. You went and got your blood tests yesterday and da 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 da. And then now you're here today. And I said, yeah, but you know, so how do I get my this, not colonoscopy, but you know, how do you get that checked and stuff, you know? And he said, you don't need to do that anymore. I said, what do you mean? And he goes, I'm not going to bend you over and like that. I go, what the hell do you mean? He goes, Lonnie, he goes, I can tell you got blood tested the other day. If you have no signs of cancer or anything like that, then we don't have to worry about it. It's all good. It's all fine. They can tell now by the blood work alone, and they can do it by camera. If you swallow a pill, it kind of goes inside you, and they, you know, I think Dennis Quaid follows himself down through the little passageways, and Dennis Quaid is able to, you know, find any pull-ups and so forth just by using his own little drone through the machine in your body. I don't know how that works, but
That was a great movie with Dennis Quaid, Martin Short, Inner Space. That was one.
Inner Space, yeah, that's it. Inner Space, yeah. So yeah, I know Dennis Quaid's not doing that for everybody, but they do put a pill inside you now and swallow it through, and they can follow the camera and it'll go right out apparently in your stool or whatever it is you got to come out of. But yeah, I didn't have to have that done, and I was pretty proud of that. I mean, I was like, yay! I thought for certain that I'd have to get the old "Hello, how you doing, Moon River?"
Yeah.
You know, I was certain. I also thought Chevy Chase just, you know, bending over, Moon River. What movie is that?
I don't know. Is that Fletch?
Good job, Fletch.
Yeah,
Another
I like
fun. And what he wouldn't do for a job, because that's
yeah.
funny, because he just took a job and he's like, oh well, I better go talk to this doctor. Yeah.
They played for the Lakers, had a big afro and all that. That was good. That was one of his best, I thought.
That was a good one. I like Fletch too, and there was a Fletch 2 part, which wasn't bad, but
that wasn't bad. That's where he said his name was Harley Davidson, and then the Tex Cobb came after him and all that.
yeah, that was a pretty funny show. I'll have to watch those again. But anyway, so the other question was, dang it. Got it written down. Let me flip my notes here real quick, because okay, what sport, you like sports? What sport would be the funniest to add a mandatory amount of alcohol to?
Well, gymnastics, actually.
Ouch.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
I would, yeah, that would be good. I would like to. I think that if you had to add mandatory amount of alcohol to, would be boxing. Actually,
Oh, wow.
that would be brutal. 'Cause that, I mean, I have been there. I've seen it. I've been in it. We've all been in a bar brawl or some type of fight outside, and all these drunk people, they can't feel the pain, so they just keep on going, you know. And you're like, holy crap, man! They can just take a beating and keep on wheating, because or whatever, licking and keep on ticking, because the amount of alcohol, they'd be dead by the end of it, you know. It's sad, but they would literally be probably dead. I think that yeah, I don't know. It would be a drunken shit show. What it'd be, that's when you'd have everybody jumping in out of the rings and coming in from the audiences. And that reminds me of another thing we talked about last night, or the other day, whatever it was. Somebody coming from the audience coming into the ring. Remember?
Oh, yeah. We saw the guy, the fan man, the guy that
fan man, yeah.
Yeah, flew in on a parachute with a fan on top.
Yeah, I remember that when it happened, actually. He was holding on the back of it and kind of floated him into the arena, and everybody there beat the crap out of him. But yeah, that was Holyfield and Riddick Bowe, right?
Yeah, that was a good fight. It was wild, though.
Which you told me last night that Riddick Bowe is actually not too well nowadays.
No, he slurs his words really bad. It's sad, because he was a good champion for a while. He could have been a great one.
He was a good, strong man. He was good, and Evander Holyfield is pretty mentally sharp still. It seems like, you know.
Sounds pretty good. Tyson.
And I think that Holyfield is actually going back in time with age-wise, he looks younger and younger.
Yeah.
I guess that comes with the dark skin, maybe. I'm not quite certain, but
I don't know. Tyson's sharp still, mentally sharp. He's a little wacky, but he's smart.
he's wacky as all get out. But mentally, he's sharper now than he was before, I do believe, 100%,
Oh, yeah.
because he's actually got positivity going for him again. It's like onwards and upwards. He's doing better and better. He's not, we lost him for a while. I mean, we never really had Tyson, but society lost him because he's a crazy man. And when he was doing drugs or alcohol, whatever he was doing, and I'm assuming it was drugs,
Yeah,
cocaine.
he said he did a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, that
with
makes
a lot
it.
of famous people, with famous people a lot. Party.
Oh, I'm certain. Yeah, with that kind of amount of money, and he's doing cocaine like that, and being the tough guy that he is, I guarantee you, he beat that tiger up.
Oh yeah.
And his wife or girlfriend, whatever she was.
Yeah, he's really mellowed with age.
Yeah, I like him though. Tyson's actually seems to have gotten much better and aged well.
Yeah.
And he's, matter of fact, I was so impressed with his that last fight that he did, which was he came back to put, who did he fight against?
Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr. They're both kind of retired, right?
Yeah.
And they came back to that fight, and when he fought Roy Jones Jr. afterwards, I mean, he beat him up pretty good, really. I think he beat him up really well, but he was very kind again afterwards. I mean,
Yeah.
the Tyson early on in life and the Tyson later on in life, they both would be conciliatory towards the person they beat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were just kind of like, they felt bad about it, and they give them hugs and say, and check on them.
Yeah.
There was a time in Tyson's life that he would not check on anybody. He'd knock the shit out of you and keep on going. They just have to hit that bell, ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding, take him off, turn him off. But he's back to that good, kind person, it looks like. So I'm really happy for that. So
Yeah,
congratulations to Mike Tyson coming back in the world.
The post-fight interview was really good. It was fun and funny. It was a guy named Jim Gray. He's been around boxing for a long time.
Oh, I know Jim Gray. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Gray. Was that the one that somebody else, I'm trying to think here.
Well, he was the one that he was editing some videotape, and they came in and said, "Hey, our guy's not here. We need you to go interview Muhammad Ali." And he interviewed Ali, his first interview ever, and he became friends with Ali for life.
Well, I thought, was that him and Muhammad Ali that he kind of Muhammad Ali kind of talked bad about him at the end there in an interview?
No. They were good friends.
Somebody else. He was Jim Gray went in an interview with him, and he was like, "You're not very nice to me," something like that. He wasn't.
Oh, Jim Gray really pissed off. What was his name? Pete Rose.
Pete Rose?
Yeah, when there was an event, and he questioned Pete Rose about gambling, and everybody got mad at him. But he's a journalist. He has to find out information.
Sure. Journalists, yeah. No, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. When I interview, actually, I don't interview people much anymore, except for you, of course. Oh, we will. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. If we want to, yeah, we do. So why not? But yeah, Pete Rose, by the way, that's a name that goes down in kind of infamy history because of gambling and so forth.
Bless you.
There you go.
There's a lot of debate whether he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, regardless, he is who he is,
Yeah, he's still one of the greatest of all time.
Now I can see not giving somebody a Hall of Fame thing for being on an enhanced drug like steroids or something like that, or HGH or whatever. But Pete Rose was Pete Rose. He just, his problems lied somewhere else.
Yeah.
They lied in gambling and that kind of sort of thing.
I think he's paid his dues, I want him to get in there before he dies, because he's going to be, I think he's 80 or getting close to it. So it'd be nice to, I think we got to get him in there.
Yeah.
He was the hit king. He got more hits than anybody.
Okay. What would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a... Oh, yeah. The size of a human.
Um, a mouse would be interesting.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
A possum would be wild. Full
I
size.
have one. I have a full-size raccoon here, actually.
Wow.
He looks like my, he's my dog, but he's a Siberian Husky, and he looks like a big giant raccoon, I swear, or possum. I think it's a raccoon, but
Well, he's a lot better looking than a possum.
yeah. Well, I think that having my dog the same size as me would be pretty interesting. I mean, that'd be scary, actually. It'd be very scary. Okay, that's a weird question, but
Yeah,
what two totally normal things become really weird if you do them back to back?
two normal things if you're doing back to back.
What two totally normal things become weird if you do them back to back?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I got an idea. I got one. Mine is going to say brushing your teeth and a glass of milk.
Yeah, or orange juice.
Orange juice. Yeah, there you go. Either way. Either one of those, you're gonna be hurting life. Is disgust. Yeah.
Well, or like showering before a mud bowl football game out at the high school. We're gonna go play sandlot football after we shower, so that'd be weird.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. There you go. Well,
but around here, you need to shower just to get warm. Then you go play, then you shower again.
Right. Yeah. No, that's the truth on that one. What set of items could you buy that would make the cashier the most uncomfortable?
None. Well, maybe rope and that stuff they put on your chloroform. Rope and chloroform would scare people.
Well, can you even buy chloroform? Because I'm looking for a place to get some.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you can somewhere.
I always like that. Pardon me. Does this smell like chloroform to you? No, it's funny because that was the first thing I thought of was the word I wrote down rope. I was like rope.
Yeah.
And then, just they have a super glue, some duct tape and whatever,
Yeah. That's kind of how they got Ted Bundy one time. Somebody they pulled him over, he had rope and tape and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
A fellow Washingtonian there, Ted.
Right. Well, Ted,
not the proudest thing.
Ted is no longer, however,
Yeah.
Gary Ridgway is still alive, I do believe, is he not?
Yeah.
Another Washington. Actually, Washington State has more serial killers than any other state, I do believe, which is strange. But they haven't caught us yet, so
we're okay. The rain? I think the rain and it's cold.
I will say that.
Gray.
Vitamin D, lack of the sunshine. It might be. It definitely could be because.
And there are people that will blame the governor.
Right.
Even though he wasn't there at the time.
Yeah.
It's always convenient to blame the governor.
Inslee, his fault.
Or any governor. But they had that song, Sweet Home Alabama, and they said in Birmingham they love the governor. So that was interesting. I'd never heard of it. Never heard of a state where they love the governor.
Where?
I've never heard of a state where they actually love the governor.
I know, and you'd think they would because they hired him, The problem with that is that whenever you're in an elected position, you got people who voted for you and people who voted against you. Yeah. So half of them are not going to like you regardless of what you do, but a little more than half of them are going to like you. So what would be the creepiest thing that you could say while passing a stranger on the street?
Well, their address.
Oh, that's a question or a statement? Oh, their address.
Just walk by and say, 221 Hillcrest. They might freak out.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was thinking. Let me think here. And just like, oh, hey, I loved your last post.
Yeah. Anything that makes them think you have information.
Hey, I love your last post. Some insight, yeah, in their own personal area. Yeah, that'd be weird. What is something that you just recently realized that you are embarrassed you didn't realize earlier?
Something I was embarrassed about but didn't realize earlier. Huh. Too much lighting is not a good move for me. That's kind of embarrassing. Trying to find the right lighting.
That's anybody. It's like in this room I'm in right now. I changed out my my chandelier for a weird thing, and when I did that, this lighting they have now is more like a neon type of. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's bar lighting, and that's not good.
I've got that. I think you have one too. The ring light.
Yeah.
And that seems to put a nice light out there.
Well, that's I have that going right now. As a matter of fact, I have my ring light because it's kind of interesting, but
There you go. Yeah, it's made for that. It's made for this. That's a bright one. I got mine kind of low.
Well, I'm not sure if it goes
Made
lower.
just for selfies and zooming.
Yeah, and mine does the other stuff too, which is let's see, different colors. How's that look on my face?
I actually ordered another one for the studio. I took most of my ceiling lights down. I'm just going to use 2 of those. I got a ring light for $20.
You what?
Yeah, that's good. How much was yours?
Like 40.
Yeah, I got one for 20 that's got a little stand and it does the colors and stuff. And it'll be here in a couple weeks.
It does the colors though, you said?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it's 3 colors. So. Yeah, they're just handy and portable. And
well, they are handy and they're portable. I mean, it's just if we're gonna do stuff like this, it's nice to have. I mean, to have extra lighting anywhere. And
and if you could get a battery powered, that'd be wild. No cords.
Yeah, the only reason why I got this one with the colors is because I wanted, if we do studio work, you have musicians playing, it'd be nice to have some different ambiance for them,
Yeah, people coming in and singing and all that. You want to have some lighting for them.
Yep. So let me turn this out of the way here. And that was okay, there we go. Now I think I'm back to square one. So back to that question. Okay, folks.
Got a helicopter flying above again.
You do right now?
Now we must be on a throughway or something because I had one the other day. It looked like it was 40 feet up. I know it was higher than that, but it looked like I could have thrown something and hit it.
Possibly Coast Guard?
It looked military.
Well, you're right by the river, so Coast Guard. I've seen Coast Guard over there many times.
And we also have a airport nearby. Kelso Airport.
Yep, but I've seen the Coast Guard literally land in that river over there probably half a dozen times at least.
Oh, really? In the
yeah. Looking for people who floated away, So, remember my office used to be right there on the river?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was an early site for the homeless, which was under the building.
Well, I didn't invite them all over, by the way. Only a couple of them,
That was the first homeless camp.
Yeah, the homeless camp, this is well before that, but they, I had people who would go into that building every day and park their cars and make love, if that's what you want to call it. And we would have clients in the building, like, look outside. And I'd go out there and knock on the windows at them or whatever. It was horrible. But, it's kind of funny because they thought that they were in their own little private world.
Yeah.
I'm like, my office is above you. I mean, you're under my building, you little rats, they don't realize that, but it was funny. Anyway, it was pretty funny.
And that was in the building where they once had Charlie's Restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, the river. We need more restaurants on the river. I hope they do that in the future.
Yeah. Well, hey, so I have another question for you. What are some of the interesting alternatives to war that countries could settle their differences with?
Whoa, they could quit being so damn greedy. Just a second. Apologies there.
No. What are some alternatives, interesting alternatives
To
to
war?
war. Yeah.
Peace would be a good one.
Well, okay, but solutions. I mean, so
Solution would be to deal with it and not get in a fight over something stupid. But it's almost always over money and
But-
oil and
I guess let me restate the question for you. What are some fun and interesting alternatives to war that countries could settle their differences with?
oh well, let's go to UFC fighting. Let's get that
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. So
Maybe you pick your fighter, we pick our fighter.
yeah, actually, you know, that's the way it was done for years and years and years, and that's how the story of like not Gilgamesh, but I was thinking of the Trojan War and stuff, and they did
Yeah.
that.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
They settled things out. Sparta, and well, I think in Sparta they just killed everybody, but they a lot of times would pick their toughest guy to fight their toughest guy and save thousands of lives that way.
Well, if they did that though, Dagestan, believe it or not, would control the world because they have Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he's that UFC fighter nobody can beat. They're a
Well,
small Russian country. They would control the world.
Well, I wouldn't assume the toughest person in the world is actually a fighter.
Yeah.
Toughest person is
Yeah, that's true. There would, yeah. If he didn't have rules, it might be different. But he wrestled bears, so it'd be tough to beat him.
right. Yeah, yeah. You never know. He'd be one of them, probably. I don't know. I was thinking Rochambeau. My guess.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, I get the more nuclear weapons than you. Whatever. That was your move right there. Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully they wouldn't need nuclear weapons if they're doing that.
Right. Well, I'd say. What would be the worst name for different types of bread? Or actually, what would be let's change that. Let's change it for the worst name for different types of businesses. Dry cleaners, amusement parks, etc. Actually, no, we have one.
Enemies or Us wouldn't be a good name.
Oh, well, it depends on what kind of business it was,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that one of the worst ones we had here in town, actually, they're not here anymore, so I can say this, but Hung Far Low.
Yeah.
Little Asian restaurant. I'm like,
that was
really
kind of funny,
well, it was funny, but and they did pretty well for a while there, but Hung Far Low for a little Asian restaurant was not. I don't know. It was a kind of play on words, I guess. I don't know.
It ended up being a kind of a rough place there. Now it's a nice place. PNW Meathead. So that's kind of a weird name, but I like it.
Yeah, no, yes, they've got good food from what I've tried. So I actually haven't had their like brisket yet, but I've had some of their stuff. So, but who do you know that really reminds you of a character in a TV show or movie?
Who do I know that reminds me of somebody in a TV show or movie?
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Well, I have a friend, TJ, reminds me of Sammy Davis Jr. quite a bit, actually, just for the looks, like a young Sammy.
Oh yeah, you're right. He does.
Yeah, he does. Well, we were sitting and talking one day, and I looked over, and we were acting like we were doing a talk show. We're kind of joking around, and I had my Frank Sinatra hat on. I looked over, and he looked just like Sammy, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, he does. You're right. He does. I'm trying to think of somebody that I know. There's TV shows. I don't even watch TV really, but I'll think of movies. I got movies galore. So,
Do you know anybody that looks like the biology teacher from Fast Times?
Actually, I do. That's funny.
Don't say who it is.
Well, that would be the Cackler.
Oh, yeah. He has
on the show sometime. Quite a funny guy. Quite a laughing stock. He's a fun guy.
Most powerful laugh in the county, I think.
Yeah, I put him up against the state any day.
Oh yeah.
Best laugher.
Well, that might be a way to win an award. Have the best laugher.
There you go. That'd be great. Or the best comedian.
Yeah.
I would put Michael Johnson up against that, just because he may not be the funniest, but he's funny 23.955% of the time. Hours of the day. It's like 20, almost 24 hours a day. He's funnier than heck. So.
Is that your cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not ever off. You have to find somebody who's always on, such as Robin Williams or Johnson, or my ex-wife told me once before that I was never off, and I was like, what do you mean? I thought, and just, you're on, and it was a bad thing for her, Yeah. And I think your wife probably said that. I know she did.
Well, but I was off a lot. Remember, we saw a guy a while back, and he came up and goes, "You're quiet today." And I hadn't seen the guy in 25 years. And he was talking about my old TV show, and he's like, "Why are you so quiet today?"
Oh, yeah.
That
was weird.
Apparently, you have to be on at all times if you're even if you were just a minor local celebrity.
I gotta find a power cord here. That was funny actually. He watched your shows 24 years ago, and
yeah, he gave me the best compliment ever too. He said my show was better than SCTV, which was my favorite show. I don't really believe it, but that's a good compliment.
Yeah, as far as somebody that I know, I can't think of somebody that reminds me of somebody else. I'm not quite sure.
I'm trying to think.
I think I've been I have been compared to Michael Scott a lot in my family and stuff, and Michael Scott from The Office, of course, Steve Carell, very, very funny guy. And I'm not that funny, but I say outlandish, stupid things sometimes. I think that's what it is. I'm not quite certain, and of course, if you are watching this, you have to have watched The Office by now.
Yeah.
You're not watching our show because of that first. So, but if you
just watching him come up with ideas for The Office was incredible. Some of his concepts were so bizarre, but some of them made sense.
Well, I'm sure.
That character grew too as a person. He was a little less. He was not as mean to Toby at the end, and he tried to be nice to Toby at the very end.
Yeah, no, I know. He's okay. So, what is something that you just recently realized that you are embarrassed? Oh, you just told me that. It was your lights. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm gonna rewind here and go forward. Oh, yeah, kidding.
Well, having an embarrassing car lately has been tough, but I got a new rig on the way. But I get over it. I mean, it's more other people are embarrassed. Like I
don't have a new rig in my arm. I have no new rig. Actually, I do have a new rig, but not my arm. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done?
I'm not sure. Maybe a dine and dash.
That's funny.
Or break into somebody's house to get something they had stolen from me. That would be one that I might.
Yeah, if you see now, if it was me to say what did Brian get arrested from? What's he in jail for? I would have to say for, not that you do this at all, by the way, but I would say for like pirating a fight or something, UFC fight, or it's like you found some way to do that, and he pirated the show, and next thing you know, he was trying to make money off it or some odd facility thing like that. I mean, it just, that's just
like tapping into NBC and getting on the
yep.
Something like that, more of a prank.
Yeah. And I have no idea if I was okay. So let's switch roles here. If I was arrested today, you found this out, what would I have been arrested for?
I'm gonna go with insider trading because you know a lot of people.
Yeah, probably. Not that not that I do that at all. I mean, folks, I don't do that at all, but I know what he's talking about. It's kind of
You just
funny.
know so many people, so you're kind of the insider. So that makes me think of that local.
Well, I do have a lot of inside information a lot of times. So yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, not appreciate it, but
I think you could accidentally do that too. Say you got information, you didn't realize how pertinent it was, and then you made a decision based on it, didn't even realize it was connected. That could happen.
yeah, no, for sure. I'm like, oh, that's no big deal. Let's see here. You're a mad scientist, and you are. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics were not involved? Or not an issue? They weren't an issue. Not involved, but they weren't an issue.
Well, I would have some sort of drug or something that causes people to tell the truth, and I would want to talk to OJ and drill it out of them somehow. So some sort of drug that's real truth serum.
I think I might do the drug thing as well, but I think that I would probably make a love potion number 9. I'm kind of Bill Cosby here.
Oh, geez.
Kidding. But what I'm saying is no, but what I mean is to make people happy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Just make them happy. So and not an antidepressant, but kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like
well, for a lot of people, you can just shut down Facebook and make a lot of people happy.
No shit. No shit. Sorry, folks. I said the bad words sometimes. Not good. If your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do first?
Trying to think kindergarten. I probably want to take recess. I'd not wear my gloves and my hat and go out to recess. I got in trouble for that. So.
Well,
go right to recess or maybe snacks, and then we'd have a nap.
Well, I would clean my pants, my drawers. I'd crap myself for seeing how old I am. But
I never went to kindergarten, so I would go immediately to kindergarten. Yeah, I missed out.
Yeah, so you wouldn't go if you're this age right now, you wouldn't go to you're 5 years old, you go to kindergarten again. Yeah. That's kind of a Billy Madison type of thing, right? It
looked weird.
But you missed out, so I get that. A lot of people didn't go to kindergarten though. That's not too bad of a thing.
No. That's a common grade to miss.
Yep. Kindergarten, and a lot of kids are already intelligent enough they can skip it. I think I was called the child lab at college. At a child lab my mom worked at. I went to college there at the same time while she was nursing and stuff, and I would go directly to that I was like just born, and I ended up going to college for a couple hours a day. It was very interesting, but so my oldest friends are in there, so they had a child lab that ended up being, now it's actually a program for the state. It's like
the Head Start.
Head Start. Another Head Start. Yep. So
program.
I was one of the first people to ever be in that program, I guess. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, but then again, now you have to be like 3 or 4 to get into it. I was born into it. It's kind of weird, So I had a head start before I had anything else. So, but I was going to school my whole friggin' life.
Yeah, well, that's common now. Where a kid goes to kindergarten, he's already been through 3 years of preschool.
Yep, I put my kids in it because I could. Honestly, I did, and I will tell you, I had to cheat a little bit to get my kids into it because
into preschool.
No, into a Head Start.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to kind of be less fortunate in order to get into that great program, actually. So I had to do what I had to do to get kids into the thing. But they went through it, and they were they're very intelligent kids now, So I enjoyed that. And they got they got the camaraderie early on, and yeah, my kids are wonderful. I appreciate that.
Well, preschool, I think preschool is a great thing. Both my sons went, but they went to a co-op preschool where the parents had to be involved. So it was great. I had to go
Really?
to class occasionally, and then you had to go to all the meetings and put on the fundraisers. It was all co-op, the parents.
Well, I was PTO president.
Yeah,
I got so involved in my stuff with my kids that I was with them all the time. So I played a house dad, or what do you call it? Not Mr. Mom, but yeah, Mr. Mom basically. However, I was a stay-at-home dad for 2 years, and but then with them all the time anyways. So fortunately, my children and I are pretty close. Even if my son wants to box my ears or me box his ears most of the time, a lot of the time, love them to death. But both my daughter and my son are wonderful. So, and your kids are great too.
yeah. I coached both my kids in sports, and they still like me, so that's good because I get a little fired up as a coach. So.
Oh, I'm sure. I am certain. And I did assistant coach a little bit too for some stuff, but I could understand how an actual coach, let's say if you're the basketball coach and having to find, I'm playing your child out all the time, and are you playing your kid too much? Are you playing your kid not enough? Are they being, picked on because your kid? I would do that probably. It wouldn't be good. So, and
The YMCA is set up for everybody plays the same amount, so it's a fun time. It's not a big, it's competition, but it's not crazy. And then a lot of people say it's not enough competition, but I think it's good just to get an introduction into sports and teamwork.
Yeah, my Chandler played basketball when he was a kid and loved it. And then I was a couple of days, 2 years in a row, I was late by a day getting into a New York YMCA teams because I was out of town working and stuff. They wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me get him into a team. And they were so strict that I broke his heart, and was not completely my fault. And I tried. And to this day, he's not gone into the NBA, and I thought he would have done well with the basketball. He liked it a lot. But I felt bad. That's one thing I feel bad about. I failed as a parent on that one. I mean, we have a mother too, but for some odd reason, it was my duty, and I think I can afford to get him in at one time. So.
Well, you did better than Charles Whitman's father, so.
Well, we're not done yet, thank goodness. But I hope so. I hope, to goodness sake, Charles Whitman's. Did Charles Whitman have a middle name?
I'm not sure, but his dad was also Charles Whitman. Remember they called him AJ or something?
Something like, I don't know. Oh yeah, because it was Junior, so he had a middle name of some sort. I can't remember what it was, but Charles Whitman, folks. By the way, if you don't know who that is the bell tower shooter from Texas, yeah. And I thought he only shot a couple people, but he shot like 49.
Yeah, killed 15 or 16 or 14 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was we watched an interesting documentary about it. I mean, he did have a brain tumor too, but they're not sure how much that affected it. It was his dad that seemed to be the cause of all his problems.
Yeah, the dad beat him a little bit, and
family up.
Yeah, the dad was military too, though, right? Dad was military.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe
he went to the Marines, and he was a brilliant person, though. Apparently, he had an IQ of like 140 or 139 or something like that.
Yeah, and then he ended up in a program in college, and that's where he kind of had too much freedom, and he went off.
Yeah, he'd been. I think a lot of people's families, they don't give enough freedom early on, and all of a sudden they get their first bout of freedom and they lose their freaking minds. I mean, that's why early on with my son, I was like, go do it, go, you be you,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm careful on things, but I was kind of like, you be you, go try it, because I don't want you to.
It's good, but some freedom. A lot of these guys that are overbearing fathers, their kids go off the deep end.
Well, I'm a little overbearing apparently, but.
Well, one of my sons complained. He said my only complaint growing up is that I wasn't tough enough on him, so I went the other. Yeah. But if you go too far the other way, you got Charles Whitman. So.
Right? No, absolutely. Well, it's not just Charles Whitman. The thing is that we grew up we have grown up in the last 20, 30 years, probably, with more gun shooting in America than any other country in the world.
Yeah, that Charles Whitman was rare. It was like the first real.
It was. He was the
thing
first
about-
Jeremy type of thing, you know.
Yeah,
And he explained it. He's left no. This is, you kind of have to appreciate him for that.
he explained everything.
He explained everything why he did what he was doing. And he said that I love my wife, I love my mom, and then I stabbed him to death. I love them and I have to kill them because I'm not going to let them live through the pain and the hardship of what I'm going to do regardless.
Yeah, that was sad too. I mean, it was.
Well,
It was.
yeah, and I totally understand.
It's like he cared, but it was so twisted. He didn't want them to have to deal with the embarrassment and shame. of
Yep.
Charles
Yeah,
Whitman.
the shame. Yeah. So I can comprehend what he meant, not understand, but I can comprehend because, you don't want to put that much pain and suffering onto your loved ones,
Yeah.
to be a shame.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I always figured if I accidentally killed somebody, it would pretty much be an accident, not I mean, it'd probably be their fault, honestly, if somebody ended up, I hate to be a foreboding sounding, but if something happened, it'd be kind of their fault and I had to kill them. It's kind of like somebody freaks out and goes at you, you got to hurt them, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't be.
Let's end this with a happy note. You got any happy stuff?
I think I have one more happy question here. Okay, hang on, let's see here. We have, okay. If all the states in the USA were represented by food, what food would each state be? That's a long one. that's a
Washington. How about Washington? I would think Washington to me is, I'm going with a burger, man. We're a burger state. Burgers are steaks.
Yeah.
Not known for our salads.
No, but I'm gonna go with carameled apples.
Yeah, New York would be pizza.
Sure. Yeah, New York pizza. Now, actually, you know what? I would have to say I'm gonna change my vote here, actually, because I'm gonna have to say Washington State would be just it'd be the coffee that you drink. There's your coffee,
Yeah.
or beer, because Washington State has had. We started here. We had Pyramid Brewing. We've had Rainier Brewing. We've had Olympia Brewing. We do for the beer what other places do for, let's say, like Seattle does for coffee. The rest of Washington State does for beer. And I think that Portland, Oregon does for wine what Washington does for beer.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
Oregon's strong on the microbrews too. They have that the Bite. Remember the Bite? It would be a beer and food festival.
Well, but they have these big wine festivals down there too. Wine tasting stuff, and they've got some great places. I mean, I don't think about that much. I'm actually appreciating us talking about that right now because the amount of wine and beer and stuff. And I know you're not a drinker at all, and I am not much of a drinker. I had a beer the other day. It's my first beer in a long time. And I had a nice little buzz from it. That was kind of crazy. But and I don't like little private brews. A lot of them are just kind of nasty. But I appreciate them trying it. Like Ashtown here locally, and Five Dawns Brewery and Explorer Brewery. We've got some pretty good breweries around here. They've got good stuff. But either way,
the apples, though. Apples. You were right about apples. So Washington apples. It's our state.
Yeah, Washington apples, and I'm a peanut butter and apples and cheese and apples guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of my treat. If I can have a healthy treat, it's that apples and peanut butter.
It's good.
Okay, so I'll do one. Well, yeah, we can do one. So, what ridiculous and untrue yet slightly plausible theories can you come up with for the cause of common ailments like headaches or cavities?
I don't know. You got one? I can't think of one. These are tough.
Well, no, I know. See, the problem is I know some true ones. Like
I don't even think these questions are meant to be answered like that. They're almost like you want to sit down and write an essay.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think in particular, like,
Causes of,
I think that headaches are caused by having to masturbate.
uh,
So if that's the case, if I say somebody has a headache, you need to help them out. That's just one of the things I'm thinking of.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It was just a thought. But we can go back to this one next time. Let's
Yeah.
let's pound it out, man.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
Eyes closed.
We're even.
Okay,
Ready?
one more.
Yep. Even again.
Okay. There you
I
go.
gotcha.
Yeah, but one of us had to change up because
No,
we went
but
through the site.
either way, I think you got me 2 days in a row, so
Yeah,
or 3. I don't know.
we'll have to go back and count all this. All right,
Yeah,
I'm signing off for now, and I'll stay on for a moment.
Okay, signing out. See you later, guys. Have a good day.